Welcome to Soul Heart Intuitive, a space for intuitive astrology, soul reflection, and grounded cosmic guidance. I'm Sarah from Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching, and together we'll explore the wisdom of the skies and the wisdom already living within you. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, listen more deeply, and reconnect with the truth your soul already knows. So take a breath, settle in, and let's begin. Hey, beautiful souls. I'm Sarah, your soul oracle, deconditioning coach, and mirror here at Soul Heart Intuitive Coaching. And this is your energy update for the week of May 31st to June 6th. So this week, something is expanding, but it's not asking you to rush. It's not chaotic, and it's not demanding immediate answers. It's subtle, emotional, and quietly opening something within you. The kind of shift that begins as a feeling before it becomes clarity. And if you slow down enough, you'll notice it. The skies this week aren't pushing you forward. They're asking you to listen more deeply to what you feel, to what's becoming clear, to what's ready to grow. And there's movement here, but it's not about forcing direction. It's about allowing yourself to expand into it naturally. On May 31st, we have our full moon in Sagittarius, so something calls you beyond what's familiar. This full moon stretches your perspective, your comfort zone, and your sense of what's possible. What would happen if you stopped limiting yourself to what feels safe or predictable? This is expansion through experience, so say yes to whatever opens you up. Later that same day, Mercury will sextile Chiron. Something vulnerable wants to be spoken. Not perfectly, but honest. You may question yourself, wonder if your feelings are valid. Remember, they are. This is healing through expression, through allowing yourself to say what's real. On June 1st, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Cancer, so our communication is going to soften, but it's going to deepen at the same time. You don't feel the need to share everything, only what actually matters. This is discernment. Conversations become more emotional, more honest, and more intentional. So listen with presence, speak with care, and notice where you're being guided to protect your energy, not from fear, but from alignment. There's also a pull inward now, toward your home, your space, and what feels safe. Tend to what holds you. On June 2nd, the Sun will sextile Saturn. Clarity begins to stabilize. Your mind feels steadier, more focused, more intentional. This is where ideas stop floating around and begin to take shape. It's not rushed or scattered, but it's grounded, and you can start seeing what's actually worth building. On June 3rd, Mercury is going to square Neptune. Our head and our heart may not fully agree. Things can feel unclear, like you're sensing something, but can't fully explain it yet. So pause. This isn't confusion. It's something that's still forming. Don't rush to define it. Don't force immediate clarity. Let yourself sit with what's unfolding, because insight's going to arrive differently this week, not through pressure, but through presence. This week isn't about urgency. It's about emotional awareness, expansion, and discernment. And if you've been feeling more sensitive, more reflective, or like something is quietly shifting beneath the surface, you're not off track. You're becoming more aware of what matters. So don't rush to explain everything. Don't force yourself to have all the answers. Let yourself feel your way into clarity, because the real shift this week, it's not just in what you're thinking, it's in what you're finally allowing yourself to feel. And that will change everything. So remember, take a breath. You're not behind, you're right on time. And everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You're not leaving the path, you are the path. So, overall energy for the week: water element, sensing; air element, communicating; and Mars, force. So, you can definitely hear in terms of what was said here that this is a time for you to sense, to feel. Let those emotions govern the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that things move through you. You may try to force things, but don't force them. Allow yourself to feel them and only work with what feels right. Clarity is coming, but you have to allow yourself to feel it. This isn't a time for force, even though that's probably what you want to. That Aries energy is still present within the zodiac signs right now. So remember, this isn't a time for you to force, it's a time for you to feel. I've pulled cards for each of the zodiac signs, and the messages, remember, they're layered. Our sun and rising sign is where your future self is whispering to you through the veil. So let's tune in. Remember, this isn't a matter of controlling the outcome, but to mirror back what your soul already knows is ready to shift. So let this be your pause, your anchor, and your reminder that this energy isn't here to break you. It's here to recalibrate you. So we'll start with Aries. Aries, your card this week is perfectionist, pressure, shame avoidance, and hypercriticism. So, Aries, you have had so much energy in your sign, and there has been so much going on, and you just want things to work out perfectly. You're feeling the pressure of what has been going on out there, and you just want things to work out the way that you want them to. And as a result, you may be hypercritical of not only yourself, but other people. This is a time for you to let go of this need to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. No matter how much we try, we are human beings and we are here having a human experience. You need to allow yourself to be that person. Don't try to avoid the feelings that you're feeling. Remember, this is a week to feel. So allow yourself to feel. Don't be hypercritical. Take a step back and allow yourself to think about the words that are coming out of your mouth before they come out. Because once they come out, you can't take them back. Taurus, your card is your shadow holds power, integration, depth, and alchemy. Shadow work is really important stuff that we don't talk about enough societally. Your shadow does hold a certain power over you because it's how you act, it's how you govern yourself most of the time. And until you start working with it and seeing what it has to tell you, your shadow is governing your life, whether you want to believe it or not. It has a say, it has an influence in everything that you do, how you react, how you feel, everything. It is there, it is presence, and that shadow holds a significant amount of power. This is a time for you to start looking at your shadow. Now, you may say to me, I've already done the work. No, you haven't. We are never done doing healing work on ourselves and on our shadows because shadows will continue to creep in. Something will come up, there'll be another layer of it. So remember that this is really a time for you to focus on what your shadows are. When you, as you're feeling things this week, what is coming up? Because that is where you're going to find the gold. That is where you're going to find the emotions that you need to work on and you need to work with. Whatever comes up is where your shadow is holding power. So pay attention to what is coming up with inside of you and allow yourself to feel it. Don't react, feel it, and then start to think, well, when did I start experiencing that shadow? And what might be a result of me experiencing that? Once you figure out where the origin point of it is, then you can start to do the work. Gemini, your card this week is shamed for being you, humiliation, inner critic, and identity suppression. Oftentimes, we feel or we're given the impression that we should feel shame for our actions and just us being us. But you know what, Gemini? You have so much to give to this world. You have so much to be. Allow yourself to be yourself. Don't feel shame for being yourself. Don't allow other people to shame you for being yourself. There is a reason for you being the way that you are, whether you know it or not. Don't feel a sense of humiliation for acting that way. If you believe that you should have done things a different way, then you have an opportunity to do things a different way as you move forward. But that doesn't mean that you should feel a sense of shame for being yourself. So, Gemini, allow yourself to be yourself. Step into that person and be the person that you're meant to be. Cancer, your card this week is fear of success, visibility, pressure, and fear of expansion. So, most likely you're holding yourself back in some regards because you're afraid of success. Now, you may think that you're not. That's fine if you think that you're not. But there is some aspect of you that is holding yourself back from truly succeeding the way that you want to because you're afraid of what that will mean, what that might mean for your family, for your relationship, for any number of things out there. That fear of success is holding you back from the direction that you could be going. And as a result, you may be sabotaging yourself. You may be doing other things that are keeping you from becoming that person. So in your case, you have the shadow this week. Your shadow is the fear of success. So work with that shadow. Try to start purging that shadow through whatever means you need to do. But fear of success is holding you back. Don't let it hold you back anymore. Work with it and work your way through it. Leo, your card this week is need to be right, control, argument loop, and fear of losing. So your need to be right is holding you hostage. This is the task for your shadow this week. Your need to be right is preventing you from seeing the options that are available out there. Don't let those options present themselves from providing you with a different perspective. You have options out there, but you're not able to see them because you want to be right. Our need to be right can define the options and the availability that we give ourselves for certain things. This isn't one of those times. You're trying to control something that can't be controlled. So let yourself just see what happens, see what is going to unfold, and allow it to unfold as it will. The universe has a plan. Trust it. Don't let your need to be right prevent you from seeing the options. Virgo, your card this week is Fixer, codependency, savior role, and avoiding your own pain. This is a time for you to feel your pain. You have been trying to avoid it. You have been trying to do things and be things so that you cannot feel it. But this is a time for you to feel. So don't avoid your pain. Don't try to save other people from experiencing their own pain. Remember, this is part of our human journey to feel and experience pain. Pain isn't a great thing to experience, but it is a natural part of life. You can't fix it for other people. You possibly can't even fix it for yourself until you really dive deep into what that pain is that you're trying to avoid. So don't avoid your pain this week. Look into it, experience it, and see what it has to tell you. Libra, your card this week is your fullness is sacred. Big emotions, loud truths, and worthy presence. Again, you have something to give. You are something to be. Your big emotions and those loud truths, they have something to say. So say them. You may need to step back a little bit in terms of how it is that you say them, but still say them in some way. Really think about what those big emotions and loud truths are trying to tell you. They're trying to provide you with clarity, but you need to allow the clarity to come through. So feel what those big emotions and those loud truths are, and don't just dismiss them because there is truth in there. Scorpio, your card this week is love isn't control, attachment, fear, and misunderstanding. This is a time for us to feel, as I've said, this is the theme for the week, is to feel. So there's a misunderstanding in some sort for you in terms of what love means, what it is that you are supposed to be feeling. And you may be trying to control things so that things go the way that you want. But when you're trying to control things, that isn't love. You can't control things that you love. You have to just let them be. Set them free if you need to. But love is its own emotion. So allow yourself to feel love. And remember that if you're trying to force it to go this way or you're trying to force it to go that way, that isn't love. That's control. And that is your shadow at work. Pay attention to where it is that you're trying to control and then work through that this week. Sagittarius, your card this week is self-sabotage, destruction, doubt, and survival habit. Self-sabotage is a really hard thing. And most of the time it's unconscious. So we don't realize that we're actually doing it. But what it is a survival mechanism. It's something that you're doing so that you can possibly stay in this place. Because for whatever reason, even if it's something that you're unhappy with, you still feel comfortable there. Allow yourself to look at where it is that you're self-sabotaging. What is it that is preventing you from taking those steps forward? So self-sabotage is the shadow this week. What does that self-sabotage tell you? You may need to look into this a little bit so that you can get the clear picture, but actually look into it and see what it has to say. Capricorn, your card this week is be gentle with yourself, self-compassion, permission, and softness. Capricorn, are you just trying to push through whatever it is that's going on? This isn't a time for you to do that. This is a time for you to be soft. It's a time for you to be kind and gentle to yourself, to really think about what it is that you need so that you can be the best person that you can be, so that you can believe in yourself. You can have permission to be yourself. You can have compassion to be yourself. This is really a time for you to be focused on yourself, not everybody else and their expectations. You're going to have trouble with this. So, as it says, be gentle with yourself. Remember that you can't always change the shifts and experiences and everything else. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and know that by being kind to yourself, you will reach the other side. But this is a process. And remember, processes and changes don't happen overnight. So allow your things to unfold as you will and as it will. Aquarius, your card this week is performer, image management, validation addiction, and emotional split. So most likely, Aquarius, you have and you're acting in some way that you think that you should be rather than the person that you are. And this is a shadow for you to work on. Be yourself. Be the unique person that you are. Let your freak flag fly. This is an opportunity for you to just be the person that you are. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Don't try to act your way through life. Actually be the person that you're meant to be, the person that you are. And Pisces, your card this week is never enough. Chronic striving, self-doubt, and fear of failure. You are enough exactly as you are. Those feelings that are coming to the surface for you, they're there for a reason. They're there so that you can clear them and you can be yourself. You can't fail because even if you think that you might have failed, there is still a reason that things happen the way that they did. So that is not failure in the sense of what most of us think it is. It's a life lesson. So don't be afraid of what it is that's coming up. You are enough exactly as you are, and the lessons are going to come to you whether you want them to or not. Don't doubt yourself. You have a path and you have a destination in mind. So allow yourself to reach that point. Remember, you're not lost. You're between stories. So let the messages find a place in your body, even if they don't make sense yet. Because sometimes the most powerful knowing comes in the quiet after the card is pulled. Let the messages you received anchor your next step, even if you can't see the full map yet. Our sun and rising sign are codes that are layered. Let them sit. Let them settle. And if you're craving deeper cosmic guidance and spiritual anchoring, come join me inside the Soul Keys Temple. It's my signature monthly membership. You can find full details at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. And you can always book a personal soul session with me if you want to go deeper one-on-one. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and the magic continues there. So here's to a week of sacred pivots, anchored clarity, and deep inner resonance. So stay tuned in, stay luminous, stay you, and I will talk to you next week. Thank you for spending your time with me here at Soul Heart Intuitive. If this episode resonated, please be sure to follow the podcast and share it with someone who may need this message today. And if you're ready to explore your own cosmic blueprint, cycles, and the deeper wisdom guiding your path, you can learn more or book a session at www.soulheartintuitivecoaching.com. Until next time, trust your intuition, stay connected to your truth, and remember to stay connected to the wisdom within you.